Hello friends, welcome to my class today. Today we'll be dealing with a new topic, that is allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. So in short it is called as ABPA. So it is a hypersensitive disorder. That means it is a disorder which is caused due to some any allergens. When they enter our immune system will act in an abnormal way in order to destroy our own cells. So that is called as hypersensitivity disorder. So characterized by increased exaggerate response of the immune system to fungal spores. Fungal spores means young one of the fungus. Okay, so the small ones of the fungus are called fungal spores. So whenever we are exposed to these fungal spores, our immune system will act in an abnormal way in order to destroy our own tissues. So it is associated with other allergic disorders like of the respiratory system like asthma and cystic fibrosis. Okay, so asthma is a lung disorder which is mainly caused due to allergy, and cystic fibrosis is also a lung disorder and it also associated with other liver and other disorders. So in cystic fibrosis there will be scar deposition with cyst like fluid inside the lungs. Okay, because of this the airway will go for inflammation leading to bronchiectasis. Bronchiectasis means dilatation of the bronchus, permanent dilatation of the bronchus, which can cause damage to the lungs. And because it is a immune system response, so there will be scarring of the lungs. And in this picture you can see how the alveolar spaces are being infected by the spores. Okay, so because of the spores they are getting fibrous. What happens in ABPA? Coming to the causes of ABPA, so it is mainly an infectious disease which is caused by exposure to a fungus called as Aspergillus fumigatus, which is a fungal present in the sputum of healthy individuals. Okay, so if any healthy individual also, if they spit the sputum outside and it gets mixed in the soil, and if someone is playing in the soil or accidentally touching the soil, then the fungus can get transmitted through the soil. Okay, so the vector that is transmitting is soil, and it can be also due to allergic or hypersensitivity reaction. Like if a person already had an allergic disorder like asthma and cystic fibrosis, then these patients are more prone for getting ABPA. Next, let's see the pathophysiology of ABPA. So that is allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. Okay, so these are caused by aspergillus spores. So these spores will, through soil, they enter into the respiratory tract. So when they go deep into the lungs. Okay, so they gain access and they go deep into the lung. So when it is going into the lungs, it is a foreign body. So our body will start producing the immune response. Okay, so that is triggers immune response, whereby there will be release of inflammatory mediators like neutrophils, macrophages, dendritic cells, and inflammatory cytokines. Okay, so these are our antibodies which will produce so many chemicals in order to destroy the foreign body. Okay, that is the fungal spores. Okay, so in case at this time, if there is some successful phagocytosis of the spores, phagocytosis means these antibodies will engulf and destroy the bacteria. If it is successful, then the person will have increased mucociliary clearance. That means so much of all the mucus and infected cells which are inside, they will be cleared and the spores can be removed through the mucus. In case in this condition, if the person is not treated or is having other associated symptoms like asthma and cystic fibrosis, the spores start growing more. Okay, so they start growing more in the mucus plugs, and then they will initiate the hypersensitivity response. Okay, that is nothing but allergic response. So whenever there is an allergy, the immunoglobulin E will be released. Okay, so this is for allergies. Okay, further this allergic response will start producing inflammatory mediators, and the inflammatory process will further be produced and it will cause mast cell degeneration. Okay, degeneration of the lung cells. Okay, so mast cells are covered in the lungs, so they get degenerated and patient will go for bronchial inflammation. Inflammation means it is redness and swelling of the bronchus, and there will be increased capillary permeability. Increased capillary permeability means all the cells in the blood vessels will move forward, and the WBC, RBCs, everything will come to fight in that area. Okay, and further release of proteolytic enzymes invade host response. Okay, so the spores will start producing some proteins which will destroy the antibodies that are coming into that area. So now the reduced phagocytic activity of antibodies. That means antibodies cannot fight because the proteolytic enzymes are killing our host antibody, and inability of the host to clear the aspergillus from the airways. Okay, so that means our body is not able to clear the spores from the body, and because of that the lung gets damaged, and there will be two reactions, that is bronchiectasis can occur or pulmonary fibrosis. Bronchiectasis means it is permanent dilatation of the bronchioles or the over distension. It is because of the inflammation and swelling, and that area the gases will not pass freely. So even if swelling is there, that area the elasticity will not be there, so that gases and air cannot move properly, so they go for over distension. That is called bronchiectasis, and other hand it will be pulmonary fibrosis. Pulmonary fibrosis can occur because of excessive inflammation and the lungs becomes scarred. Okay, so that is the area of the lungs will be replaced by scar tissue, and because of that patient respiratory function will not be there, so patient can go for respiratory failure. Next, coming to the signs and symptoms of allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. So there will be whistling breath sounds, that is called wheezing, and patient will have cough because of the purulent sputum, and there will be shortness of breath and difficulty breathing because the bronchiectasis and the pulmonary fibrosis and respiratory failure. Patient will not be able to breathe, and thick blood thin sputum with brown mucus plug. Okay, so because of the infection and scarring, there will be mucus, that is sputum will come with blood, and it will be dark brown in color, which is clot. Okay, and then patient will have severe pleuritic chest pain. Again, it is because of breathing difficulty and infection. Patient will have the pain, and mild fever and generalized body ache. This is also due to infection. Whenever there is an infection, our body will increase the temperature in order to kill the microorganisms. And last, patient may go for exercise intolerance. Okay, because of infection and lack of oxygenation, tissues also will not get oxygen, so patient cannot do any activity. Coming to the diagnostic evaluation of ABPS, so first you have to collect the history. In history, you should ask how many times patient is getting wheezing and what is the trigger factor for wheezing, and if patient had any history of asthma, cystic fibrosis, or any chronic sinusitis and sinus discharges. Okay, because sinusitis is also one of the allergic related disease, so we have to ask those history. And next, in physical examination, you will when you auscultate the lungs, you will hear the wheezing or the rhonchi sound. So these are all abnormal respiratory sounds. And crepitation in case of bronchiectasis. Okay, crepitation means somewhat crick crick sound you will be hearing because air is beating with the inflamed tissue. And then patient will have tachypnea, chest pain, fever, blood in sputum. So these all history you have to, sorry, these all the physical examination you will identify. And next we have to do allergic skin test. So in this, the aspergillus fungus species will be injected intradermally on the skin, and they will watch for 15 minutes if there is any wheal and flare reaction. Wheal and flare means there will be allergic reaction like irritation, swelling and redness around that area. And then blood test we have to do. In blood test we will be seeing a serum IgE, that is immunoglobulin E levels. If they are more than 1000 international unit per ml, then patient had some infection and there is some antibody production. And presence of serum aspergillus precipitans. Okay, they do a test to identify if there is any precipitate of the spores are present, and if it is present, then they know that patient is had a aspergillosis infection. And then eosinophil count, so any infection eosinophil count will be elevated, so it will be more than 4%. And other investigation like radiological examination, in that you will do a chest x-ray and high resonance CT scan. These all will detect for any lung abnormalities, any scarring, damage, any consolidation, bronchiectasis. These can be identified. And next, a pulmonary function test. In pulmonary function test, we can monitor the lung capacity, that is how much volume of air is going inside. If there is a block, the volume of air will not go inside, and what is the residual volume of air after breathing. So like that, full pulmonary function test, we can measure the pulmonary capacity. And bronchoscopy. In bronchoscopy, you will do a bronchial wash. That means small amount of fluid will be washed in the bronchus and it will be aspirated, and that aspirate will be sent to investigation to identify if any aspergillus is growing. Okay, so that is like culture to see what organism is growing, and in that they will find there is presence of eosinophil, mucus plug, and hyphae. Hyphae means this fungus will grow like a tree. Okay, like a tree bud you can see in the bronchoscope, the in the microscope when you take this fluid. Okay, so and again you have to do a sputum culture. So sputum culture also will reveal if there is a presence of any fungal organisms, and according to the culture they do the drug sensitivity report, and that drug will be administered for the person. Next, coming to staging of ABPA. So first is stage 0, which means asymptomatic. That means there is no history of ABPA and patient asthma is controlled. In stage 1, there is also no previous history of ABPA, but there is no controlled asthma. Okay, that means asthma is not controlled, and patient may have mucus impaction in the radiologic test. And stage 2 is the response. Here the clinical treatment. So initially I said in pathophysiology, if the clinical treatment is successful, then the person will have a normal lung. Okay, that is decline in 25% of IgE antibodies within 8 weeks. And in 3, it is exacerbation, where you can see in the chest X-ray the bronchoconstriction and other inflammation is worsening and increase in IgE antibodies. Okay, and stage 4 is remission. Remission means here there will be little improvement in the clinical treatment, but IgE levels will be still low. And stage 5 is treatment dependent ABPA. Here there is greater or more exacerbation when we stop the therapy. Okay, when we try to stop the therapy, that is mainly corticosteroid, then patient will show more exacerbation and worsening of clinical conditions. Stage 6 is advanced BPA, where there will be extensive bronchiectasis and imaging is still worsened, and patient will go to respiratory failure. Coming to treatment of ABPA, we must manage and control allergic diseases like asthma, sinusitis, and other comorbidities. Okay, because these conditions will exaggerate the immune response, and patient can go for aspergillosis. And next is corticosteroid therapy. This is the only proven therapy. So when we give corticosteroids, they can treat the inflammation. And next is antifungal agents. So these are newer drugs like voriconazole and posaconazole. These will treat the fungal inflammation. Okay, last coming to the nursing management. First diagnosis is ineffective airway clearance related to increased mucus plug impaction. Secondary to inflammation leading to bronchoconstriction and as evidenced by wheezing or rhonchi. Okay, so there is more mucus plug impaction, so patient can go for bronchoconstriction. So coming to this, the nursing assessment are, you can see patient is putting out cough and sputum and shortness of breath, increased respiratory rate, and wheeze and rhonchi sounds you can hear on auscultation, blood in sputum with brown mucus plug, which is the main symptom of aspergillosis, and sputum analysis and culture sensitivity will show the presence of infection, and chest imaging studies will show the consolidation of the lungs. It is to improve mucus clearance and aid in normal breathing. And interventions are continuous monitoring of vital signs, Fowler's position, steam inhalation, suctioning, and nebulizer therapy to remove secretion. Again, chest physiotherapy to remove secretions, corticosteroids to treat the inflammation, and reassurance and psychological support should be given, because patient will be feared due to breathing difficulty and other problem, he will be in anxiety. Diagnosis is ineffective breathing pattern related to inflammation of pulmonary structures as evidenced by dyspnea and shortness of breath. Okay, so because of the inflammation, patient is having breathing difficulty. So nursing assessment will be cough, shortness of breath, increased respiratory rate, wheeze, rhonchi, and a pulmonary function test will show decreased lung capacity. And chest imaging studies, you can see the inflammation, fibrosis, pulse oximetry, ABG analysis will show decreased saturation. An allergic skin test will be positive for aspergillosis and presence of serum aspergillus precipitants in the blood, you can see an increased eosinophil count, and pulmonary function test shows decreased lung capacity. The objective or goal is to improve breathing pattern as evidenced by improved saturation levels. Okay, and first you have to continuously monitor vital signs, Fowler positioning to aid in breathing, adequate ventilation so that patient will have more oxygenation to breathe, and patient will be started with oxygen therapy on all emergency tray like endotracheal intubation. Medication should be kept ready at bedside, so patient may need any time. So suctioning nebulizer therapy to remove the secretions, bronchodilators if prescribed, and corticosteroids to treat the inflammation. and reassurance and psychological support will be provided. Nurse nursing diagnosis is pleuritic chest pain related to inflammatory process of the airways causing bronchoconstriction and reduced airflow in the lungs. Okay, so there will be chest pain. So you can see chest tightening and patient holding the chest. Again, shortness of breath because of which pain is there, and increased respiratory rate, that means patient will be gasping for breath, and facial grimace will show crying like appearance, and you can see pain score. With that you can see the score of the patient, and objective is to relieve pain as evidenced by decrease in pain score and verbalization. That means patient will verbalize that he is having some comfort. And interventions are monitoring vital signs, Fowler's position, again to give extra space for the lungs to breathe, and comfort devices like pillows, or you can give a cardiac table for the patient to rest, and bed rest should be given because even a small activity can cause pain, and diversional therapy to divert the mind of the patient from pain, and corticosteroid to treat inflammation, thereby it can reduce the pain, analgesic to reduce the pain, and reassurance and psychological support should be provided. Patient may have fever, so for the diagnosis is ineffective thermoregulation, hypothermia related to pulmonary infection and infiltration of neutrophils as evidenced by blood sputum with brown mucus plaque. Okay, so whenever there is new neutrophil infiltration and inflammatory response, patient body temperature will rise. Okay, so here nursing assessment, again cough and sputum with the infection you can see, and flushed warm skin, that means patient will have redness, and warm is hot skin with dryness, and increased body temperature when you check with the thermometer, and increased respiratory or heart rate. Mostly when body temperature increases, patient heart rate also increases. An objective is to treat the infection and maintain the normal body temperature. So here you have to continuously monitor for vital signs, all temperature etc. should be monitored, and ventilation should be provided. So because of the air, due to the process of convection, heat loss can be there, and tepid sponging and cold compress. Here again heat loss can be there by conduction, and follow proper hygienic and aseptic measures to prevent infection of other persons, and stimulation, suctioning and nebulizer therapy to remove the secretions so that patient will have clear airway and thereby infection can be reduced, and corticosteroids as prescribed to treat the inflammation, and antipyretics, that is for fever, and reassurance has to be provided. Patient may have decreased exercise tolerance due to lack of oxygen to the tissues. So altered intolerance related to decreased oxygenation of tissues secondary to bronchoconstriction and inflammatory process of the airways. Okay, so patient may have decreased oxygenation. So assessment will be shortness of breath, increased respiratory rate, decreased exercise tolerance. Patient may have generalized body ache, wheeze and bronchial auscultation, especially during exercise, and low saturation levels. And our goal is to improve the exercise tolerance of person. So interventions are continuous monitoring of vital signs, adequate bed rest so that patient oxygenation will be saved, and providing physical support by keeping any articles near the bedside. Okay, so patient will not be able to move here and there, so we have to keep everything around the bedside. And chest physiotherapy, breathing exercise, coughing exercise, this all will aid in respiration, and spacing of activities with adequate rest intermittently. Okay, so ask the patient to do mild activities and take adequate rest in between, and teach proper body mechanics and ROM, that is range of motion exercise should be taught so that this will prevent the excessive wastage of oxygen, and corticosteroids to treat inflammation, and reassurance and psychological therapy should be provided. It's about the class. Thank you for watching.